G'day YouTube, welcome back. This is going to be week 48 of the Barji Marine Weekly Workshop walkthrough video. And you didn't think, because we're burning the candle at both ends, trying to get all these jobs out for Christmas, that I'd skip out on an episode, did you? Not a bloody chance. We've got way too much cool stuff to show you, and I'm sure you're all super keen to tune in and check out what's going on. But more importantly, we've got a huge announcement to make this week. I'm going to do it now, but I'm telling you, it is the biggest announcement of the year for Barji Marine. So I'm going to do a little bit of a recap on what's coming up in this week's episode, and then we're going to go straight to the big news. So stay tuned, guys. Let's get cracking on what's coming up in this week's episode. You've been asking for a little bit more footage from out on our water test. So this week we are doing exactly that. We're going to bring you a much more detailed review and water test of the Evolution whilst we were commissioning the Humphree Lighting Interceptor system. So picked a perfect day for it with blowing 15 to 20. We had some pretty nasty bay chop in there as well. So we got some cool footage of all of that water test. So we'll bring that to you very, very shortly. We also handed over the 3000 Noosacat Mayhem after a bit of a false start at the boat ramp. Hey, boats, it happens even to us. But we got back out there, we got the job done, and we had an epic handover. And I've got to say, those Noosacats are amazing boats. Those things are tough as. And the ride I was very impressed with. I've never actually been in a cat. First time. I know it's shocking with all the boats that we work on. We don't see that many cats come through here. So I was super, super impressed with the ride of the Noosacat. So I'm sure during this waffling on, I've uploaded some footage there of that water test. That was a big Furuno handover, the new TZT XL16. We also recommissioned the autopilot and the new SC20, the satellite compass in there, and it went unreal. So customer super happy, boat's back with him, and I'm stoked with the results. The next one will be Holeshot here, hopefully in the next week or so. We'll be doing exactly the same thing there. So yeah, enjoy that. They're the couple of water tests we've got for you in this week's episode. The 470 SF center console Haines signature, we finished that during the week. The Garmin Kraken, that trolling motor is on. The bracket came back from AHS Yachts, all painted, color matched to the boat. It looks absolutely superb. So happy with the end result there. It's definitely worth the extra time and money to get those color matched and two-packed. So it was come up great. Again, customers now got the boat, been away using it, and everyone is happy as Larry with the results there too. The 216 Grady White Fisherman, it's had its anti-foul removed. The team tried a bit of paint stripper, so a new product that removes anti-foul. Unfortunately, only able to get the very top coat of anti-foul off, couldn't get past the epoxy primers. So they've had the sandblaster out, tended the whole boat up and sandblasted the bottom of the boat. So yeah, that's a nice step in the right direction. We've got some progress on the Grady White, which is really cool to see. We've got a job from earlier in the year back. The 680 Haines Hunter Patriot is back in for some more upgrades. So we're throwing a set of speakers and a stereo in that, and a VHF radio, and a couple other little treats along the way. So I'll bring some of that to you in this week's episode as well. And we'll have an update on the 2750 Stabicraft behind me. We're getting so much closer now. We've got a little bit more to go. Really hoping in the new week that we are water testing, commissioning the gyro. So very exciting. So we'll jump in the Stabicraft and show you through that. The 3000 Noosacat, the last one here in the workshop, Holeshot. We are also at the pointy end of that one. The whole boat is now being powered up. Furuno system is live and in its initial commissioning stage. We'll jump inside that and show you that. Don't miss it. It looks amazing. That new helm has come up, an absolute treat. New job in the workshop. Not the biggest boat, but I'll tell you what, it is going to have some gear swinging off it. We've got a 460 Quintrex Renegade in for an epic Garmin and livescope install. So I'll run you through that. We're just in the very first day of the fit out. So a blank canvas, just the way we like to see it. So we'll bring that, the 460 Renegade, check it out. We can't forget tool time, and of course, Barji's product of the week. That'll come up at the end of the video. So if there's anything there that you see that you think you're interested in, if there's a boat in particular that you want to skip straight to, you can check out the timestamp down in the description and jump straight to it. All right, guys, that's it. Let's get cracking. All right, team, I am super excited. We've got easily our biggest announcement to date, and most definitely one of the biggest announcements in the history of Barji Marine. Here we go, guys. There it is. We are now Central Coast Yamaha dealers. We are a repower dealer here on the Central Coast. So I'm super excited, very, very proud to be able to bring Yamaha to the Central Coast and to all of our customers. So guys, if you're in the market for a Yamaha, Barji HQ, that's where you can get yourself hooked up with some of the latest and greatest outboard engines known to mankind. Bring it on. All right, guys, I'm so happy that I've been able to bring that to you. I've been having to keep it under wraps, and I'm telling you now, it's been a little bit of a process to go through to become Yamaha repower dealers. It's not something they just hand out to any Joe Blow or any business around the corner. So it's a big deal, and we're very, very proud and privileged to be able to bring those Yamaha motors to you, and most importantly, be able to sell you an engine, install it correctly, and bring the same level of quality and fit out expertise to the Yamaha network and to all of our customers' boats, and then of course now maintain them for the life of the boat. So really becoming that one-stop shop. And look, you can see behind me, hasn't taken long. We've already got engines coming into stock, which is just awesome. Anyhow, enough on that announcement. Let's get into a water test before we start looking at all our boat reviews for the week. All right, guys, welcome back. We're back on the water. We're out here in Gosford. A lot of you have been asking for more on-water footage, so that's what we're doing. We're in the Evolution 6-metre Apex at the moment that we fitted the Humphree Lighting Interceptor system to, and this is our commissioning period for it. We also did some upgrades to the autopilot. This has got the Simrad NAC 2 in it now. It had a NAC 1, and the customer was having a horrible time trying to hold a straight heading and arrive at a destination. Reason being, the NAC 1 autopilot system's just way too small and undergunned for a boat this size with this sort of windage and that much horsepower on it. Anyhow, the Lightning system has been commissioned. It's going really well, so we're just going to give you a really quick demo on how it works. We've got the interface connected to the Lowrance HDS12 here, so you'll be able to see the interceptor bars moving up and down as they're deploying and retracting to try and stabilise the boat, both to get us on the plane faster, which it does. I reckon it's increased the planing speed by probably 50%. The time it takes to get from idle to planing, easily a 50% improvement compared to what it was without trim tabs. And also stability. We've got quite a bit of wind here, so I don't know, we've probably got easily 15 knots of wind, and it's gusting to 20 at times. We've got big clears on the side of the boat here as well, and they catch the wind and make the boat just lay over, which is very typical with most deep V offshore boats, and that's what trim tabs do. And these interceptors, I've found, are doing a really good job of correcting the list quite quickly too, which is really what we were hoping for. So all in all, very impressed, but we're going to just jump up on the plane now and show you how this system works. So we've got the engine out of gear, trims all the way down, which is what this boat likes, and most boats want to have most of their trim down to get up on the plane. And you'll see here, either side of the screen, the bars will come down. So as we get over 10 knots, the interceptors will fully deploy, and you'll see that in blue bars. So just in gear now, just gonna, we've got a nice wind gust just kick in, perfectly timed. And we're just gonna punch it, get up on the plane, and see how it goes. Here we go. So you can see the trim tabs, the interceptors now, the Humphreys are down. They're at around 50% at the moment, and we're doing 20 odd knots. We've got wind coming in on our, we're quartering to here, just straight quartering into the wind. Boat's actually quite level right now, and if we sort of just start to throw this into a port turn and then come back around, see the boat staying nice and level. It's very hard to pick up, and the camera we're using's actually got a gyro built into the lens, so it doesn't do it really justice. But you'll see if you come back in here and look at the screen, we throw this into a bit of a turn now, you'll see the interceptors moving up and down to adjust for the angle. Boat's actually really flat into that turn, which is great. Let's get a bit more speed up here. I'm going to put a little bit of engine trim in here as well. You see the interceptors adjusting. We've got this set to around 26 knots. It'll retract the interceptors. All the trim correction will be removed, and now it's adjusting for list. So you can see there that port interceptor's down around 33%. We've got none in here on the starboard, and that is to correct the list because we've got the wind behind us and we're in a following sea. It's keeping the boat perfectly level and flat, which is exactly what it needs to do. And we've done no manual interaction here at all. This is all a fully automated system. Hands off. We've got a beautiful level flat riding hull. You'll see there behind us we don't have a lot of spray either, which is absolutely brilliant. Running nice, 27 knots, beautiful cruise speed. And then we're going to come back off the plane here now, and I'll show you what the interceptors do as we slow down. They'll retract back to a zero position below 10 knots. So here we go, just going to come off the plane, slowing down. See them, they'll probably deploy before they retract. There they go, slowing us down, coming down 17 knots. And now coming back below 10, you'll see them all the way back into neutral, and that's it. The trim tabs are now fully retracted. And say if you're trolling, you're doing live bait speed, you've got no interceptor activity there, even to 8 knots. But we can change that too. Some people like a little bit of stability and control from the trim tabs at those trolling speeds. We can bring that in if it's needed. So there you go, guys. That's the Humphree Lighting Interceptors working brilliantly. I'm sure the owner's going to be absolutely stoked with the results of this when he takes delivery and uses it for the first time. Hope you enjoyed tuning in. Jumping straight in to the projects in the workshop this week. This is the Haines 650 SF, I think they are, the Haines Patriot. All the stickers have been removed off it. It's had a fair bit of work done to it to bring it back to its former glory while it's been away. And now we're in here doing a few more upgrades just before releasing it for Christmas. So let me climb in and show you what we're up to. In by the helm, we have installed a JL Audio Media Master 55 that's in there. We've installed that in a custom acrylic panel, which is used to cover a couple of old holes from some of the old marine electronics the boat had in it. And we've also come through and installed a new GME VHF radio, and that's sitting on a custom infill panel as well because of an old legacy 27 meg radio that used to be in there. We had a big hole there to cover as well, so we've been able to do that using concealed screws and keep a very minimalistic look about that. So I think that's fit and looks just the way you would want it. And then down under these steps, we've installed a pair of these are Fusion XS 6.5 inch speakers. There's one on each side, the other there, and we've used the classic grills. So that's where we're at with, oh, we've also put an antenna too, I nearly forgot. There you go, we've got a new stainless steel VHF antenna base and a 2.4 metre Pacific Aerials VHF antenna whip. So that's it. Next up, the 2750 Ultracab Stabi Craft. Big updates on the electrical fit out. We're actually into the switch panels now at the helm. Still looks like an absolute mess, but it's progress all the same. Let me jump aboard, show you what we're doing. In the cabin here, we've removed the original Stabicraft switch panel. The owner was having trouble seeing what each of the switches were. There's no backlighting and they're very, very hard to read. So these are our custom backlit switch panels, and we've incorporated circuit breakers in them. So those little black silicon boots you can see above the blue backlit switches there are actually resettable circuit breakers, so you don't need to go looking for a fuse. And we've got one on the other side here too. You can see second switch from the bottom there, that's the gyro, so we'll be able to turn his quick X3 gyro on and off from his switch panel, which is pretty cool. Up the top we've installed the screen for the gyro. I'll just try and take the cover off and show you that. All right, there it is. It's a touch screen for the gyro, so you can see how it's performing, what RPM it's spinning at, and all the other important information that you'd want to know from the gyro. That's sitting next to the RA770 Fusion head unit. And then back down at the helm, you'll see we've got the Simrad screen out. That's to make way for access to work on the back of these switch panels. It is an absolute minefield in behind here. They are a very small area to work in and very difficult to make things neat and tidy, but we still go to all the efforts we can. That's the NMEA 2000 network there. We've gone through and identified all of the different cables and devices that they're connecting to and labeled them. But yeah, I'd love to get my hands on one of these without the factory wiring in it and do a proper neat installation from day one. But who knows, maybe someday we'll see it. We've got, the boat is literally fully disassembled. Like, it's just crazy to try and, well, it's very difficult to articulate how much work it takes just to get to this stage. Underneath the seat box here, you can see a ton of different devices. There's solar controllers, network expansion ports. That's a Seakeeper Ride module. There's a sonar module under there as well, an S5100. It's just so much. But anyway, we're making progress. I'll show you the other side of the gyro install underneath this cabinet now here too. So this is underneath this cabinet and drawers. This is where the 2 lithium batteries are going to live. We've installed our panels now. Still got some tidying up to do. A lot of these connections are still loose, so nothing's looking as perfect as it will in the coming days. But there's our Victron DC-DC chargers, Aegis remote isolators, circuit breakers. And then if we flick over to this side, you'll see some more of the Victron gear. We've got the Victron Servo installed. We've got a 240 volt shore power charger there as well. And then an earth bus with all the negatives going to it and all heat shrunk and labeled up as well. So that's going to be the cavity that the batteries sit in that runs the gyro and the charging and all the control for it, which is super neat. And then of course on this side, which I may have shown you last week, I've got the battery disconnect, which I'm sure we did cover that last week. And then sitting in here is obviously the gyro itself. It's coming up good. I reckon by the end of next week, we're going to have this on the water and we're going to hear this make gyro spinny sounds. Looking forward to it. Let's jump back in Holeshot, 30-foot Noosacat, and show you the new Furuno screens at the helm. They look so good. Cannot wait to get it on the water and put them to the test. Let's climb in. Well, before we get to the Furunos, let's talk about these seats that we've installed. These are relaxing seats. They look so nice. I'm actually scared to sit on them. I asked the boys as soon as they installed them to put the covers on them because I don't want to put a mark on them. Flip up bolsters are really cool. Guys, if you haven't seen flip up bolsters before, let me just demonstrate why they're cool and how they work. And if you don't have them and you're going to upgrade your seats, why it's a really good idea. So the beauty of flip up seats and flip up armrests is you can get through here with the armrest. That's probably something that's worth mentioning. But the flip up bolsters, this is why they're great. So you can pull them up like this and you can actually lean against them. So you've got them here against your butt, let's say. And yeah, you can lean against them into the seat. So you can be sitting here driving, bracing yourself. You've got the 2 armrests there that you can hold on if you need to. But just having that flip up bolster behind you to rest against just gives you such a good positive grounding in the boat and feeling of stability. I spend so much time driving my own boat just like this, and in particularly the trailer boats, which obviously move around quite a bit more. And then if you're a short ass like me, I end up sitting on them so I can get some elevated height there and see out of the windscreen, because some of these electronics are just getting so big, the dashes are getting harder and harder to see over, again, especially for a short ass like me. But yeah, anyhow, that's one of the main advantages of flip up bolsters. They're absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend them if you're going to replace your helm seats in your boat. Make sure you do that with a seat that's got these flip up bolsters on them. While we're on the topic of the seats, I put a call out in about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago in one of my videos about anyone knowing of any heavy duty seat bases, and I actually found them all on my own. These are actually a BLA heavy duty seat base. They look bulletproof and a massive upgrade over the standard seat slide and swivel base that we're used to
failing. Just the construction of them in every single way looks so much better. So you've got all your adjustment for slides. These are little pull-out knobs here and here as well for rotating and sliding. So yeah, just function. They look great. I suppose time will be the teller on how well they do survive, but by all accounts, on initial looks of it, it looks like they're going to be fantastic. So anyone out there looking for heavy duty bases, hit us up or check out the BLA heavy duty seat, swivel and slide base. Furuno time. There you go. I showed you last week what these look like installed in the dash. I'm sure you'll agree that looks amazing. But we're fully powered up here now, including the switch panels. So you can see the backlighting comes on and off the Noosacat logo and all the labels below the switches. Again, all our stainless steel push button switches and resettable circuit breakers, just like you saw in the 2750 Stabicraft. But here is the main attraction, the Furuno TZT 16 XLs, all powered up, all commissioned, ready and raring to go. Let me get these booted up and I'll give you another really quick demo on how these 16s look and will work in this beautiful Noosacat. Yep, let's go. All the acknowledgements, we've got those out of the way. But how good's that, guys? Beautiful helm. If I don't say so myself, that's the pair of XL 16s in there. This has got the TZ maps built into it, and of course we'll have the time zero functionality as well once we get this connected to the customer's time zero account. This screen here will be running the SS175 high wide, and we've also got the B54 Furuno multi-beam transducer, the 3D transducer there as well. We've also interfaced the Fusion black box, so we put a Fusion black box stereo in here. It's in behind the dash. We've got a little remote mounted to the side of the console here, and through the Bluetooth the customer will be able to control his audio through his Furuno screens, which is super cool. So go back over last week's video, there's a lot more information on some of the cool features of the TZT XL series out of Furuno, but just wanted to show you how impressive that whole arrangement has come up and looks in this 3000 Noosacat. And something else that I'll point out here, these screens, like a lot of the modern day large displays, emit a lot of heat. They get quite hot. So in this dash we've installed some little grills here just to allow some of that hot air to escape, and we'll be using convection sort of cooling effects, so some of the cooler air from down underneath the console will come up and push that hot air out, and it'll do a lot to prolong the life and the durability of these modern screens in the helm. Whilst these seat covers are very handy to have, they can be such a punish to put on sometimes. Great if they put like front or back or left or right or something on them. It would make it so much easier. I'm making it look easier now because I've already done the other side and I know where the little label goes, but who's ever going to remember that? Whew, righto, that's good. Seat covers are back on, everything's safe. Next big project is this little 460 Renegade. Quintrex in for a mega Garmin and livescope install. This one is not even the hybrid version. This one is paddle power only. It's got no outboard on it. I don't know why. I think the customer's super conscious about his carbon footprint and he's just going to paddle this around with oars or something. I don't know. Super stealthy. Nah, just joking. Engine didn't come in time, but everyone was getting impatient, us included. We wanted the boat so we could get our work done before Christmas, so here it is without an outboard, and that's fine. We'll work either way. Let me climb in and show you what we are doing in this epic 460 Renegade fit out. Starting down at the transom, we're going to be installing two transducers. It's going to be getting a GT51 and on this side a GT56. You'll see this hole here. We've removed the standard live bait tank pump that they come with. These are just a terrible idea in general. They're almost impossible to access if you wanted to change this cartridge or if you had a leak. They have no way of stopping water from entering the boat if they do spring a leak because there's no ball valve. And that's the pickup on the back of it. which sticks straight out of this flat transom. So actually when you're traveling, you can't get any water into your bait pump. So if you're doing a long distance or the type of liveys that you're keeping in your tank need a constant supply of water, you'll never get it out of this. You'll see some people do some Frankenstein scoops and things off the back here, but they rarely work. So customers ask me, take it out, Barji, do whatever you would recommend. And what we'll be doing is we'll be installing one of these. This is our own custom CNC machined aluminium through hole. So you'd see us use lots of these styles of pickups in stainless steel, but this is our aluminium version so that we don't get any dissimilar metal. We're going to drill a hole through the bottom of the boat. You'll see it's got a taper on one edge there. So the water will be forced into it when you're traveling. So you won't even need to use the pump technically. When you're at speed, it'll force water in through a ball valve. So this is one of the True Design micro ball valves. Really love these, small compact design. So you can actually turn the water flow off. So if you've got a leak above it and you're starting to sink, you can actually do something about it. Unlike a configuration like this, which you cannot stop it from leaking. And we'll be putting a proper bait pump on this and connecting a deck wash to the bottom of it as well, actually. So the boat's going to be getting a deck wash too, which will be cool. So that's it. Oh, actually, and we're also doing a set of underwater lights on the transom as well. While we're here, why not? Inside the boat now, we're going to be installing a dual battery system. So we're going to be using a pair of AGM 100 amp hour batteries, one to start and crank the engine and the other to deep cycle off for one of the three 16-inch Garmin screens that are going in this boat. We're going to be connecting up the AGM battery to the screen here closest to the tiller handle, and that'll enable the owner of the boat to not have to connect his other two 16s, which will be connected to a lithium battery if he's just going for a quick blat or going offshore and didn't want the front screens on and drawing power down off the lithium battery. We're also going to cut in an inspection port here so that we can actually access the bilge to get to things like pumps and ball valves, because these are almost inaccessible once they're assembled. That's the sort of area that we need to try and get into, which is extremely difficult when all the flooring and cast decks are on. That's what's happening there. This is going to be a tiller steer model. We manufacture these aluminium enclosures in-house for boats just like this, without any area to install switch panels or phone chargers or anything. So we're removing all the original wiring out of the boat and building our own wiring harness because we're adding so much equipment. We're going to build a custom backlit switch panel into this enclosure. That enclosure mounts like this on that face. It's quite adaptable to most of these styles of boats. So if you've got a boat and you're looking for a little enclosure for a switch panel or anything like that, hit us up. We keep these in stock. You can see we've gone through, listed all the switches that we're going to be installing on the boat. We're going to put a rock wireless phone charger on there. On this side, we're going to install the fuel gauge. It's got an underfloor fuel tank in it, and we're going to put a voltmeter down here as well to show the voltage in the AGM battery. Now, I wasn't kidding when I said it's got an enormous livescope and Garmin system in it. We've got a triple pair of GPS map 1653s going in it. We've got a pair of 16s going on the Transducer Poles Australia medium sounder stand. That's it sitting there. That's one of the three screens. And then we're going to have three positions for the livescope pole. And we're actually running dual livescope on this as well. So we're going to have a forward view and a perspective view transducer on the one pole. We've got one quick release plate there. We're going to have another midship and then one aft down here at the back. So when you're fishing those banks, you can still operate the livescope pole from here and then look back at your 16 just in front of the driver's position, which will be mounted on a swing arm ram mount. Underneath the front cast deck, it's a very deep cast deck in this. We're going to be installing a 24 amp hour 24 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery. That'll be a volt go. And then on the bow, we're installing a Garmin Kraken, of course. That'll be a 63-inch Force Kraken in white, and that'll be on the quick release mount there. The customer supplying his own anchor well. Here it came with the plastic one. We're getting rid of that rubbish and putting in the proper one with a lid, which will be a lot better. We're going to be fabricating a support plate, a doubler plate for the screen stand. So we'll weld that in, and we're also going to be doing a few other bits and pieces of fabrication mods to this boat. Beauty is we're doing all that in-house now, which just fast tracks the whole process. Super stoked about that. We're going to be doing a transducer Poles Australia remote mount plug there for the 2 livescope cables, and under gunnel strip lighting in this boat as well. The list is enormous, so forgive me if I'm missing stuff here. There's a huge array of networking that goes into a system like this to make it all communicate and work. But other than that, this is going to be one of the most pimped out Quintrex 460 Renegades in Australia by the time we finish with it, which is hopefully before the big fella with the white beard and the red suit turns up to everyone's house. All right, it's that time. It's time for Tool of the Week. And this week's Tool of the Week, or should I say tools of the week, are these 3D printers behind me. We cannot deny these machines are absolute workhorses. Rarely do they stop. We've been able to produce some of the most innovative products in the marine industry. We've got over 100 unique products, all available on our website at www.barjimarine.com.au. Got to put a plug in there. Using these 3D printers, things like our ProTek caps, Starlink mounts, rod holder drains, custom 3D printed transducer fairings, all that sort of stuff comes out of these machines. Again, we're not endorsed or sponsored by this company, but we use Bamboo Lab X1 and X1Es. Some of these machines have got well over nearly 5,000 hours on them now, and they do not miss a beat. They just keep on keeping on, which is what you want from any machine. But it's been amazing little journey on the 3D printer path. A very steep learning curve, no doubt, but super impressed and very proud to make these Barji Marine's Tools of the Week. All right, next up, Product of the Week. And I'm going to continue on from last week's theme where I'm reviewing a product that we use a lot here in our workshop, in the boats and the fit outs that we're doing. And this week I want to talk to you about lithium batteries. We're not going to go deep down into the rabbit hole because there is plenty I could say about lithium batteries. And guys, any of this advice is general in nature, and people should do their own research for making big decisions on where and who and how they use lithium batteries. But now we've got the disclosure out of the way, let's take a look inside this demo battery. So currently we're using 2 brands of batteries. The application really just determines which one we use. Both of them have been great batteries for us. We've had great service from both the BLA batteries and from the VoltGo batteries. The thing that I like about using these 2 brands is they're backed by very large companies, meaning the warranties that they offer on their batteries, we have the absolute best chance that if we do have a problem, and guys, we do have problems from time to time with batteries, they've got electronic components in them, and like anything built by a human being with electronics in it, from time to time we can have a problem. How well the company responds when the battery has a problem is really what sets them apart from potential other manufacturers. BLA and VoltGo have both been excellent companies to deal with, and that's why we stand by them. Batteries like these, you hear lots and lots of scaremongering about lithium batteries. I just want to set a couple of things straight about the different technologies with lithium batteries without getting too deep into the details. However, there's 2 main types of lithium that we see in our world. One of them is lithium ion, and that's the technology that you see in things like mobile phones, in your flight boards, in scooters, in vacuum cleaners, batteries, battery drills, all that sort of stuff. The technology is amazing. It discharges very quickly and it provides a lot of energy in a short period of time. They are the main culprits when it comes to lithium fires. The batteries that we use in your boats, like these 2 here, are LiFePO4. That's lithium iron phosphate. It is still lithium, but it's a much more stable form of lithium. It's a deep cycling battery, and it's designed to discharge more slowly and more controlled, and charge in the other direction as well in a much more controlled manner. It's a much more stable technology, and that's why we use it for your boats. Now, we got that out of the way. We have never to this date, touch wood, had a fire from a lithium iron phosphate battery in any of the boats that we have ever installed a battery. We use the highest quality components and the highest quality batteries that we can buy, and we install them to the absolute highest standard to ensure that the systems are safe and going to work as designed. Batteries like this. So a lot of people have never actually seen the inside of a lithium battery. Lithium batteries, their benefits, just rattling off a couple. They're more than half the weight of the same size and capacity battery. We can fit twice the amount of capacity into the same size. So a battery like this would normally be rated to around 50 amp hours of usable storage in a wet lead acid battery. And here we're getting 100 amp hours. Again, half the weight, and also you're going to get double the life expectancy. As I mentioned, BLA offer a 7-year warranty and Voltgo give a 10. You are doing very well to get 4 years out of a lead acid battery. Now, sure, they are definitely double the price, and you should be paying at least double the price if you're buying a good quality battery. But again, you've got 10 years worth of storage and energy in your boat that you can use. Double the capacity in half the space. So very, very, very beneficial, particularly in a lot of the trailer boats that we work on, because they're very short on space. And the more capacity we can fit with the minimalist amount of extra weight, everyone wins. Right, without waffling on anymore, we've touched on some of the key areas of lithium batteries. Now I just want to show you inside one, because I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen what's inside a lithium battery. This is a demo battery, guys. I haven't pulled it apart. This is one we take to boat shows that BLA have given me to do just things like this. We show customers what's inside them, and I also show why I like batteries like the BLA battery because of the way they're constructed. So let me just open this up and I'll show you what's inside a lithium battery. All right, there you have it. So that is the inside of a battery. There's no liquid, there's no lead, there's no glass reinforced matting, and this is what they look like. They come out of their casing just like that, and you end up with something looking like this. And just moving our way top to bottom, the battery, this right here, all this componentry, and this is what I say when I talk about there being electronics in a battery. There's the electronics, that's the brains of the battery. We call that the battery management system. And a few of the key things that a battery management system does to protect a battery is it protects it from overheating. So it's got temperature sensors built into it. So if one of these cells, we call these battery cells, these are prismatic cells, which I much prefer over cylindrical or pouch style batteries personally, was to start getting hot, it would detect that. And this battery management system will stop the battery from discharging or charging. And that should stop it from going into what we call into a thermal runaway, which inevitably would turn into a fire. So that's the job of this guy. It also controls the cell balancing between all these little cells to make sure they all stay nice and even. It controls the charge into the battery. So when the battery's full, it stops the charge going in. And when it gets it too low, it stops it getting too low to the point where it'll damage the battery. So they're just a few of the things that they do. They've also got built-in Bluetooth in these BMSs, battery management systems, so you can connect your phone to the battery and check all the key and vital information, including the state of charge. So it's like a fuel gauge in your battery, and you can see just how much power is in that battery. Now, let's talk about construction, because I think that's a very key component of using a lithium battery in a boat. And you'll see here, this battery is built very strong. It's got heavy bus bars and it's bolted together. It's not wrapped up in plastic. It doesn't have foam stuffed in it to try and make it fit inside the case. It's built extremely strong. It's a robust construction, and that's exactly the same thing that we see inside these Voltgo batteries. The reason that I really appreciate this level of construction is these batteries end up in boats. And anyone that owns a boat, and I'm sure if you're on my channel, you probably own a boat or you use a boat from someone else, these batteries get absolutely bashed around in the boat. When it's rough, they just get hammered. And you need to think that all these electronic components and all these prismatic cells are copping that torture. There's no shock absorber in here, they cop the full grunt of it. So it's important to me for peace of mind to know that the batteries that we're putting in your boats are built with the highest level of strength possible. And so far, these are the two batteries that I've found that seem to have been built the strongest. And to date, I have not had one of these batteries fall apart on us. which is a testament to the level of construction in the battery. So that's why you pay more for a high quality battery. It's the extra effort that the manufacturer goes to build the battery right from the very start. I could go on and on about lithium batteries. It is a little bit of a passion of mine. I really do love technology, and lithium fits right into that space. So hopefully you found some of this information beneficial. If you've got any questions or concerns about lithium batteries, feel free to reach out and I'll do my absolute best to give you real world advice on that sort of thing. All right guys, hope you've enjoyed the review on our... That's a wrap. Another weekly workshop walkthrough video done and dusted. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've really enjoyed this week's episode. I hope you've seen something there that you can take away and learn from. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll do my absolute best to get back to you. Like always, if you see something here that you like, please do give it a like. And if you feel that way inclined, we'd really appreciate you subscribing to the channel. That definitely helps build our YouTube community. Again, thank you to my team at Barji Marine for another huge week here. I do appreciate all the efforts that my team put in for our customers. And well, that's pretty much it. Guys, again, thank you for tuning in. Until next week, tight line, stay safe. We'll see you then. Catch you later.